Welcome back to Women in Tech Sweden. I'm never going to get sick of saying that. I hope you had a good lunch and a good focus session. So I'd love to hear more about what you did, what you've experienced during these focus sessions. So if you could go to Mentimeter and share reflection, just click on that interact button. And we have our correspondents with us again. Emma, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Joan.
Hi, Emma.
Hey, how is it going?
It's going good. What did you do during the break?
I went to self-leadership with Storytel, and then I went to creating an inclusive cultural experience using AR with Accenture.
How was that?
They were both really good. So those are two topics that I'm into right now. So it was good to learn something about those topics. Yeah.
Thank you. Do we also have Mariam with us?
You have. Hi.
Hi, Mariam. Are you still at Hogwarts?
Yes, I am. I've moved inside now.
In the Great Hall, of course you are.
Yes.
That's amazing. How was your breakout session? Focus session.
It was amazing. First, I went to the Cut Through the Noise and Become a Media Darling with Comworks, but then I went to Boosting Our Own and Others Techfidence with Hello World, and oh my God, I'm so glad I went to that because they brought up the difference in how women are from childhood being influenced by not being asked to help with tech. Like if something isn't working in the classroom, they ask the boy. Or if something doesn't work with the car, they ask the guy. And it was so interesting that they brought up that perspective because I've always been lucky because I'm the tech person in my family. So I never thought about that. But if you look at society, they usually ask the guy. So it was really cool that they brought it up. And they even showed a study it was a study that they showed that from people who drew a mathematician with girls and boys drawing, and even the women drew men as mathematicians.
I know, I hate that bias. It's so sad.
Yes, and it's like, why? Why can't a woman be a mathematician? We're awesome. Yes, I know. But it's so sad that people don't view women as mathematicians or as tech people. We are. That's why this is so important that they're bringing it up.
I could not have said it better myself. Thank you so much, Mariam, for checking in and telling us about your session. Oh, we have, all of you have shared your reflections. We have inspiring professional. Interesting focus session. Katrin Lemler, wow. Inspiration from Scania. Inspiration and boosting. Can the God who controls the screen scroll it for me, please? And lots of really interesting reactions. Oh, there we go. Thank you, God. It was quite informative. Great inspiration from Volvo Trucks. Very difficult to choose which focus session to join with several good subjects. Yes, that is very, very true. And we have more focus sessions for you. Just want to say that. Interesting thoughts and perspectives. Technology as a powerful catalyst towards a sustainable world. I like the approach of thinking to the future. Thinking to the future generations. It was great. The only thing is that I would like to clear the info. Okay. We'll work on that. Loved the experience. Oh, thank you all for sharing your experience. And there you are again. Thank you for sending in your pictures. It feels so good to know that I'm not just here alone in a room talking to myself. That would be a very weird thing to do. So thank you for sending in your pictures and thank you for interacting with me. I also want to remind you that you should keep posting questions to with our tool, the Interact tool, because if you post questions for our speakers, we are going to hand out not one, not two, but 200 copies of Rana's book, Girl Decoded, this afternoon. So 200 of you will walk away with that ebook, and I'm reading it now. Can recommend. So, tech, this space that we love. For me, it's important that tech is a space for all of us, young and old. So that is why I'm super excited that we are going to have a panel with the bright future of tech. And with me in this panel, hi, everyone.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, I'm going to take a seat here with you. Is that all right?
Of course.
Hi. Feels great to be here with you. And we have, of course, Eleonora Svanberg, and you're a physics and mathematics student and the founder of Girls in STEM. Hi.
Hi. Thank you.
Welcome to Women in Tech. And we have Kausar Ibrahim, computer science student. And you work with youth and minority inclusion, right?
Yes, I do.
So
Thank you for letting me be here.
Thank you. We have Linnea Suomeniemi. Is that how I say it?
Yes, correct. Actually, a very good pronunciation.
Thank you. I've understood that you just say all the letters and finish.
Yeah.
You're a process engineer. AOI, what does that mean? AOI?
It's for automatic optical inspection.
Fabulous. At Qualcomm. And you're also a board member of the Swedish Federation of Youth Scientists, right?
Yes, exactly.
Awesome. And Tanya, you're here as well. Tanya Singh, the Tech Girl of the Year in 2020. You're a social entrepreneur and a computer science student. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. Thank you for having me. It's so nice to be here.
It's fabulous to have you, and you have great taste in decor, I must say.
Thank you.
Well, thank you all so much for being here. Why don't you, as an introduction, tell me something that you are passionate about right now? Why don't we start over with you, Kausar?
Ooh, well, passionate about. I feel like something that's really occupying my brain space right now is this interview that came out a couple of days ago with Meghan Markle, Harry, and Oprah. And I feel like that whole situation is really I'm really thinking about it a lot because I watched it a couple of days ago. So that's something that I'm kind of passionate about. And I feel like if you watched it, you would also be like very surprised and, so yeah.
Absolutely. We can move to Linnea.
Yes, well, I'm passionate about a lot of things, I would say. But what I do mostly nowadays is my work for the Swedish Federation of Young Scientists. So there we work for young people in science to promote the interest and making sure that everybody that has some sort of interest in science actually have platforms where they can develop and grow. And that is an organization that I've been part of for 8 years. So yeah, it's been my passion the last 8 years, you can tell.
Cool. Can you see yourself, or do you see yourself like, yeah, okay, awesome. So what about you, Eleonora?
Yeah, so I've been sitting in this chair. It's a gaming chair. I don't know if you can see that I match my clothes to my gaming chair because I've been playing the new game Valheim.
I've heard about that. Is it good?
Yes, it's very good, and it's a Swedish game, and it's close to Minecraft. I've been playing it so much these last days. But then I also have my exams, so I guess I'm passionate about studying. But I think for the moment, I'm very excited to talk about women in tech.
Yes, me too. Tanya, what are you passionate about right now?
Ooh, it's so hard to answer that question, but I would say, like most of the women attending, that I am passionate about inclusion, and that would involve everyone. So we talk a lot about diversity, but I would like to talk about inclusion. So that is something that I really am passionate about.
What do you mean? Can I hear your I'd like to hear more from all of you about inclusion, really. But we can start with you, Tanya. What does that mean to you?
To me, it's about not being like on a poster just to show diversity. It's about having a seat at the table and to be able to make decisions, to get the chance to like participate and take decisions and to be heard and to have the feeling of belonging also. So for me, that is inclusion.
Feel free to chime in at any point. I'm really here just to support you, but this is your time to shine. Anyone else want to comment on inclusion?
I can say that I agree with Tanya very much. Like that you feel like you actually are part of something rather than just the perception that you are part of. You have to feel it from inside. And that is like wherever you come from, whatever background you have, what gender you have, like everything, you should always be able to feel part of something.
Oh, for sure. And speaking of feeling a part of something, I know that sometimes when people hear that you're in tech and you don't fit what their perception of a tech person looks like, they're like, so where, you get so many, I want to say stupid questions, but there are no stupid questions. But what are the most annoying things that people say when you tell them what you do?
I feel like I think many of you have received these comments too. But I feel like especially on like dating apps, when I guess you can only see like you base your image of me on my appearance, and then I say I study math and physics, and you know this surprising look, and like the words like, oh, you don't look like that. Oh, I would have never have guessed. Like, why? Was it because I wasn't wearing my I love math shirt, or was it because I'm a woman and not fitting your stereotypical view? No, I think that's one of the most annoying for me.
Yeah, I very much agree. Like oh, really? Like, why is it so surprising that I'm a girl and I'm in tech? But I think that's the most common comment I get, like the really surprised look and what? Really? Nah.
Yeah. And then you always have to defend yourself or prove yourself worthy of being. Yeah. I can so relate to that.
Same. Like name all the programming languages you know. Like
is this a test? This is not a test. I don't have to prove myself to you.
Yeah. I often feel like you have to overcompensate, just like y'all talked about. You have to overcompensate with like, yeah, but I like this and I like that, and I like tech in this and that way. And I feel like when I got into tech, first of all, where like if you're Gen Z or anything, like you're close to tech already, you're already in the digital space, so it's it's already natural. But I feel like when I got into tech, I wasn't really a techie person. I wouldn't consider myself a techie person, but that doesn't like I shouldn't have to feel like I'm overcompensating and that I have to show that, yeah, but I know this and I know that. And I feel like an annoying thing was also this surprise that like, oh yeah, well, you don't like this and you don't like that, and this, that people in tech, they like this and that. Like it's so, and you should know this and you should know that. Like it's very like surprised, like, oh, but you don't seem like a tech, you don't fit in there. Like, are you sure that's right for you? Like that's very, those comments are very annoying.
One more thing actually that what you said there, Kauser, like totally, especially like when they say, oh, you're in tech, then you should know about this part. And we're like, tech is so broad, but I'm more about this thing than that thing. And I don't believe men get those questions that we women do, like, oh, but you should know about this. No, I shouldn't. That's not my like expertise.
Yeah. How do those gender stereotypes affect young women and girls' interest in science subjects? Eleonora, do you want to?
Yeah, so the short answer is that we get fewer girls in the tech industry. The long answer is like whether you're aware of it or if it's subconscious, you have an image of what a scientist looks like. And like I know that nothing about me should say that I can't do physics or math, but I also know that during my childhood, when someone mentioned a scientist, I pictured a 40-year-old white man in a white coat doing crazy experiments. So, like, young girls are interested in technology. I just want to say that they are interested, but something happens entering, among other things, these gender stereotypes, and this give you a sense of feeling excluded, and that you don't belong in this field. And this will of course make you lose your interest. It will question your confidence to pursuing a career. And, like, for instance, if a girl does bad on a math test, or encounters an obstacle in their interest, like we all do, it might be more difficult for her to separate the feelings you get when you make a mistake in your daily life, and the feelings about your potential and your value, and whether or not you belong here. And because, like, you have these external voices, like Mariam talked about before, like you have these voices saying, like, yeah, I told you so, this wasn't for you after all. Remember these textbooks where there were 0 women doing coding, like you have this. So it's difficult to separate these feelings. And this of course is one example, but all of these on top of each other can, and, like, unfortunately, slowly and successfully kill your interests. And this is why we talk about relatable role models for young girls in Girls in STEM so much in the organization, because it's important for young girls to have someone to look up to, and someone they can actually feel like, I can do this. And yeah, like, encouragement from within, that you do belong here and you should continue, and these external factors have nothing to do with you and your potential.
Yeah, I see you all nodding. Is
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like, obviously I feel the same way, and I feel like it's on every level. Like, I myself, as someone who studies computer science, when I started and even now, like, things that other people in my program are, like, what they like to do that has to do with tech, like, sometimes I feel like, yeah, I don't that's like, I don't have this kind of information, like, I don't have this kind of background, I don't like the same things that have to do with tech. Like, I'm not this obvious stereotype or norm of someone who should be in tech, like what they look like, what they know. And obviously that puts you off. Like, that tells you that maybe I shouldn't be here, maybe I'm not cut out to be studying this or be in this career. And if that's how I'm feeling, someone who's studying computer science and enjoys it, then I can just imagine how people who are just looking at it from far away, like, maybe I should get into that, that's something interesting, that just puts them off even further. And that's what's really sad and really heartbreaking, because how are we going to develop this tech that's going to be for everyone, and that's going to be good for everyone, if not everyone is included, and there's not diversity in that space and that development?
I know. Yes, and like what we do in tech is there's so much fun to be had in our industry. So what is your suggestion to teen girls who might be worried that, like, the perception of tech people being boring, like, how do I help change that?
Well, I feel like one thing is this, because the thing is that's really great about this generation of young people is that, like, we're born, as I said before, we're born into this digital space, so they already have a good relationship with tech. It's just that they're unaware of it. They're unaware of, they just think that tech is what's been painted up by society, and tech is this thing, and tech is all these stereotypes and norms, and that's their relationship to tech. Even though they do these things on social media with tech in other forms, they're in this digital space, so it's not that they're removed from it, but it's this thing of what's been painted up by society. And I feel like we have to be very Just don't blindside them and be like, look, this is like, you're already doing it. You already have interests that have to do with tech. You could develop this. This is what tech actually is, and not what's been painted up by society. And I feel like if we do that with this specific generation, I feel like they would be like, oh, but I'm already doing that. Oh, but that's already something I like. That's, like everyone has games they like, or something creative maybe, or something else that has to do with tech in some way, because it's everywhere nowadays. Like you can't miss it. Like it's
For sure.
everywhere.
Yeah. Linnea, I mean, you've been working with young scientists. How do you encourage, within that organization, how do you encourage youths to pursue a future in tech?
Yes, we do a number of different things. One is that we need to better open the eyes to science to young people, and that can be done usually outside of school. I mean, in school you learn all the foundations and everything you actually need to further proceed in a tech industry, but it is not the best in actually building up a curiosity and an interest and seeing the potential in it. So much like we said before, we have an image of the tech industry or the scientific industry, but as long as we haven't entered it, we don't really know what it means. So I think one of the key aspects of getting more people into tech is to early in their life, in their childhood, let them try on different things like building robotics, programming, doing chemistry, and doing that in a more playful way, not in school, but in an organization or in a science club or in a summer research school, just somewhere you can just do whatever you want, try it. And I think that is also a way in the long term to get people more into tech, because if you try it out, you can also build a confidence. And I think that is also very much key for young girls in tech, because you often have an image of, oh yeah, it's only guys, it's hard. Oh, look at my classmates, they already have programmed for 5 years, I don't know anything. But if you let them try it on at an early age, you can let them see that it isn't impossible. It is interesting. It is something they also can do. And if you, throughout the childhood, have organizations or have events where they continuously can keep on growing their interests, I think that is a main component in actually getting more women into tech and more people of different backgrounds into tech.
I mean, all of you are fabulous role models, and I'm so happy you're here. Like, but you mentioned building confidence. How do you have any tips for us on how we can encourage the young women around us and boost their confidence?
I think letting them try things without being, oh, you can't do it. Like if you're a dad and you want to repair your car, let your child, your little girl be with and help. And just like include girls in everything, not just feel like this is a guy thing, programming is a guy thing, but repairing your dishwasher is a guy thing. I think it's all about just encouragement and letting people try everything.
Eleonora, you were on your way.
Oh,
yeah.
sorry.
no, it's all fine. I agree. No, but I feel it's important because often when we talk about role models, we often give young girls, the most famous one, like Marie Curie. Here, you have this woman. You can be like her. I don't know about you guys, but I don't feel that comfortable comparing myself to a Nobel Prize winner. So I really think it's easier than many believes. Like I think you can just talk about the women around you, and like if you can invite someone, like if you're at school or whatever, if you can invite someone like a woman that studies technology or something that studied in the same town. Maybe you have like a family friend or something, like something close to you. I don't think it necessarily have to be the most successful, because you don't have to be perfect or whatever.
No.
You just have to be heard and feel like on a relatable level that you can do this.
Tanya, I know that you've been working on democratizing tech. Can you explain what that means?
Yeah, I can try. Well, the thing is, we've already touched upon it, that tech is everywhere. You can't miss it, and if it isn't a part of a certain area, it soon will be. And in that sense, by its because it permeates everything, we need to think about who is included in the work and who is affected by the work. And the easy answer is everyone. So in that sense, we need to think about which groups have historically, traditionally not been included. We need to think about which countries aren't included, because this is a thing everywhere in the world, not only happening here in Sweden or close countries, but everywhere. So in that sense, we need to decrease the digital divide, because if we don't include everyone in this digital development, there will be a digital divide, and in that sense it will affect societies economically and socially. And now we have the opportunity to see what are we designing right now and how can we right now include everyone. So in that sense, I would say that democratizing tech would be to include these perspectives, include people from everywhere, to make tech involve and include everyone as users and as citizens of Earth, practically. So, and you can work with that in many ways, like joining initiatives, and you can work with that in companies, and you don't have to do everything, you can do something. And I know Eleonora is a part of Girls in STEM. They're doing that by involving younger girls, and Kausar is working with Fryshuset, like teaching in that sense, and also Linnea at Unga Forskare, and me as well in PEP and other initiatives. Like, we are doing it, and I think everyone can do this. And in this sense, I think we can include so many more in this digital world and decrease the digital divide.
Oh, preach. I mean, whoa, I could not have said it better myself. I wish I could have this conversation with you for a couple more hours, but I hope that you will stay on the platform and that people can hang out with you in the mingle rooms and continue this important discussion, because we need your voices in the tech industry. So thank you all so much for joining me here. We are about to. Whoa! This is so live right now. Sorry. Okay, microphone is on. We are about to go to another focus session. And we again have 12 stages, and and we're gonna have a mingle and partner stands and network rooms and a piano bar and yoga and the everything. So I'll see you here at 3:45. See you in a bit.